Yeah, man. It's another, well, first to actually go up on my YouTube. It's a big F word. Just walking in like a giant field in London. Just, it's raining right now. Just thought about stuff today, yesterday. I was just like, why am I keeping myself in this like little box, this little room? Just not really moving forward, not really doing anything. Just stuck in a, like the 9 to 5, well in my case 11 to 7 night shift, 5 days a week. I miss my extra work. My supplementary income for next month is going down. Oh, what's that, man? Man, Bear Grey. Oh, that looks quite sick though. But anyway, I'll put it up this way for a sec. I don't know what's going on with my phone. I hope the rain didn't damage it or something. Oh, okay, that's cool, that's cool. Yeah, supplementary income for the month is down now. So it's kind of a piss take, but oh well. I couldn't wake up in time, as always. But yeah, I'm kind of going on again. This like, I wanted to introduce this channel for a long time. This is the second one I've got of the same name, minus the exclamation mark. I made the first video like July of last year, so 2016. So it's already August 2017. It's approaching September. And still haven't done shit. Still haven't done anything. Walking around local areas, I'm just seeing the deadness on a Sunday, and I'm realizing it is me. It's like not going outside apart from work. It's like this isolation thing, man. I don't know why. It doesn't make sense. I'm trying to visualize it in another way of like putting the seeds in the soil, and like for some reason I don't want to plant in like good soil. I just want to keep this badness going. I don't know why. It doesn't make sense to me. But this grey outside is how I feel most of the time, and I just want to get out of it. Like weight, it's not even a big deal when you think about it. It's just excess calories in, not enough coming out. It's a daily, can be a daily struggle if you allow it to be, but realistically it can be maybe not easy, but with discipline it becomes easier. But I'm not one to talk because I'm obviously not doing it. I can see a double chin in my video. It's kind of bad. I can laugh at it though at the same time. I mean, that's what I've always done, so even from a young age, like, you can laugh at the fatness, except sometimes when it gets a bit too deep, when they're just cussing you about being a fat boy. But yeah, man, just grey skies. Just nearly steps in shit, but I missed it, so that's a good thing. That's something to be happy about. Yeah, I don't like making these videos sometimes because I'm thinking like I just ramble too much, but then I feel like it's the way out of like getting out of my head, because I can literally think for hours at a time. I think I've gotten so used to it as a way of living. Like, I can distract myself with music, with like visuals, any kind of stimulation, anything to get my senses going. But there's always going to be something blocked out. Man, is that a tree bark or a person? I can't tell. Maybe not a tree bark, I mean like a whole log. Look like a foot. Probably. It's probably not a person. But damn, I haven't been around here for a long time and it's gone again. It looks quite sick. It reminds me of Malcolm in the Middle, that cartoon part in the rain, in the intro. But I'm just walking through a giant field, man. I'm walking over to a block. I would always see it outside of my block since I can remember. I moved out of that block. I'm not too far down the road from it, but I don't live there anymore. That was home, where I lived like all my life, from 1 to pretty much 21, 25 now. I went to university. I lived around there, lived on campus. But then I dropped out, lived with one of my friends for a bit, came back home, and now I'm thinking like I need to get my own home. I need to do this properly. But then literally I can't move forward in life until I get the weight out. Like, it's the first and last hurdle. It's really the only hurdle. I don't feel, yeah, I think that's better for now. Okay. I don't feel like a lack of confidence in myself in general, but I feel like the weight is just what I'm feeling a lack of confidence in, and then it's a part of me. So in a sense, I have like lower self-esteem in the time being, but I've adapted to it. So now it's something I want to just fight through. Like, this morning I woke up, well, this afternoon, came back from my night shift at about 7:38. Couldn't sleep for a bit, probably until 9. Woke up at like 3:30 or 4 o'clock, and then I was just like imagining things again. Like, I think that's like maladaptive daydreaming. It's like a I can't remember that word that they would use, like the phrase, something like a defense, like a defense mechanism. Like a defense mechanism against my current being was imagination. Like, I was thinking everything I find funny is normally in a state of imagination, like South Park or whatever, all the things I watch, like, and the way I would talk to people would be like, oh, imagine if, and then I would start laughing, not from actually doing anything. So I've always been that guy to just sit at a table and just imagine. Before I ever gained weight, I'd say I was quite active. I can remember when I first started getting big and I started like finding it hard to get to one end of the corridor to the other corridor in PE. Like, I was no longer top 3, but I was like last 3, or I was in the middle. I could always back then like work on my strength, and I still had strength, so I could get away with it in a sense. But like bit by bit, it just drains away. And now even like I'm at the tip top, like in my prime in a sense, age-wise. Like, this is where it all goes downhill for like 25-year-old, like when you hit 30, 40 and whatnot. But I'm as strong as I'll ever be, but the fat is leeching my energy. Like, you can't do an all-nighter and not feel it the next day anymore. I remember when I was younger, I could just, okay, go bed bare late, wake up the next morning bare early, but then the next day, obviously, I'm gonna feel energy throughout the day, but then I'm just gonna fall asleep early, and it was not really a big deal. But these days, you feel it the next day, you feel it the day after. And I just came back to work now from the past week. I was working in a festival, and I went back to normal sleeping times, and from Thursday I came back, and I've been hit hard, like just trying to stay up. It's literally, I'm getting paid to like not sleep, don't fall asleep. Yesterday and the day before, I ended up, I think, napping for like 5-10 minutes. I can't even concentrate. But anyway, this is just me right now. Like, really the weight loss is the main thing, but then I also need to I don't know, man, some kind of career prospect, something creative again. This is one of the things. I want to start making beats again. Like, not that I ever really made beats. I would get too obsessed with the sounds. And like haven't drawn properly since I was like 12. Now I'm just like, anytime I go back to it, I'm just like, what do I want to draw? What can I draw? And it's like I'm stuck at that level from when I was 12. So I've been preoccupied minutes at a time with spaces of hours in between, just designing a logo for the big F word. I've got it, but then I just say, you know what, I'll try again. I'll make it perfect, because it's not exactly what I saw in my mind when I first saw it for that 1 second snapshot. It's like 1-2 seconds and you see it. Something with an exclamation mark all mixed together. But yeah, I'm gonna actually upload this. Forget perfectionism. This is just walking in a field that's turning into woods. my journey or my fight, my quest, whatever it may be, is I'm on day 0 until I get started, and then I have to do it consistently day by day, and then that's like my streak, and then it's inevitable that I'm gonna fall off again. It's not even being negative, it's just being like truthful with yourself. You know you're gonna fall off eventually, and then it's the time that you get back on after the time you fall off to start the process again. Like right now I'm 123 so kilos, 246.25, so I'm still at 270. I can't brag and say, oh, I lost weight. Like I lost weight the lazy way somehow. Like I just isolated myself for those 3 years in uni. Probably within a year and a half or something like that, I lost like 35 kilos. But then I've probably lost some muscle mass as well because I wasn't doing it properly. So yeah, right now, man, 25 and a half, and then I'm 20 stone pretty much, like 19 stone 5 pounds. Like, you just want to get this out of the way, man. It's too much life to live to just be living low. The dopamine receptors, man, when you look at it, think of your brain as this like thing that just wants pleasure, and if your brain is low all the time, it's gonna want more pleasure. And these things, like, you got to think of your food as like something that's smiling at you. That's how you think it's looking at you, but really it's like it's just looking at you angrily. Like it doesn't even like you. It just knows, like that it can make you feel good. Like instead of looking to people, you look to food or energy drinks, like just to get those dopamine receptors like flashing. It's like an arcade machine. Like when you've won, like hey, you've won, but then look at all the times you've lost. It's like some gambling shit, man. Put in £10, win once, maybe win 5. Unless you win 20, then it becomes worth it for all the 9 losses. But then you don't always win 20 anyway. It just kind of brings you back to like standard, and then you feel good for that 5 minutes or whatever. Or just like in your like your standard being for half an hour to an hour or whatever. I like the way this looks. It looks quite sick. Maybe it's like water damage on my phone, but it's making the effect look sick to me. Yeah. But anyway, I know I just need to like exercise again. I think I just prejudge myself too harsh, where I'll say like I need to be at a level that I'm not at. I just have to accept the fact that I'm not at a high level. It's obvious. I can accept it, but then I can't accept it. Doesn't make sense. Like, you know in your heart, but in your brain can come up with a reason. Maybe that's the man thing, or I'm sure women do it too, denial or whatever. But it's not like I'm dumb. I know like what to do. I know how to do it. But I guess it's one of those things where once you do start eating right or whatever, you have this time to make a choice and eat right, but then there's the rest of the day when your willpower is being attacked by your mind, like, how about this? How about this? How about this? And that's the way I used to get things when I was a kid. I used to ask my parents about 50 times, oh, can I get these Pokemon cards? Can I get these Pokemon cards? Can I get these Pokemon cards? And then they would just eventually give in, I guess. So I'm like that with myself. Like, what could I have like right now? Like a cinnamon swirl or something like that. Like I love sweet stuff. I love chicken too. But then these days I'm getting bored of like meat. Like there's been times when I went without it for a little bit. Like I think I just like the carb things most. Like chips or whatever. Like why? I don't know. What's so good about them? But yeah. Carb things. Potatoes and whatnot. Energy drinks. I love sugar basically. Sugar's my thing. Like, it's my thing. But yeah, man, I keep on going off topic. This is the way I do things then, I guess. I accept it. It's not really a big deal. It's only 15 minutes. You probably didn't even watch the whole thing. If you watched the whole thing, then you watched the whole thing. If you didn't, you didn't. But, like, what does it matter to me? What does it matter to you, really? It's just some guy in London. A lot of the people doing this thing are in America. But it's sick, like, just make these little communities get better. Like some kind of rehab thing. But, my head's getting hot now. Oh, damn. The water went through. It's kind of weird now. It looks, yeah. Saw some muddy puddle. I don't know. I can't operate a phone backwards, man. Can't see shit. But man, like I'm just walking down this one road. Like I'm gonna see if I can get to that block.